evolved into, so I like to cook because I can't buy things like, I don't like those prepared meals.
Yeah.
You're good.
Ready? Okay. Thanks everybody for coming today.
And
We're on
salt.
grilling day today. And we don't actually have a grill here, but we do have a griddle. So we're using that and we'll talk about grilling techniques and things. I'm also going to use the griddler, which is a panini press that will give lines on both sides, which is super fun. So we're going to use that. And then John is making ribs without a grill at all.
And without ribs.
No ribs.
No ribs, no grill.
To keep their life. So John's gonna talk, cause he's got to really assemble his, and then he has a batch he already made for you.
That'll show.
That'll show up at the end. You're right.
So, mine was not a family that ate ribs. This is a foreign concept and something that came after the heart attack. So what you're seeing is an invention of modern era. I got it from Fat Free Vegan. And if you're looking for imaginative things that are flavorful, she's a good place to go. We're going to be using gluten flour, which is, this is Bob's Red Mill, which is usually found in a grocery store. Or you can find it in the co-op. I don't think you can get it in bulk, but this is sort of a reliable find. And it's protein. It's 80% protein. The starchy part of the wheat has been washed away, and then they dry it, grind it, and sell it. The other thing that's going to give it texture is jackfruit. And jackfruit comes, for me, in 20-ounce cans. And I get them at KP. They're all under $2, usually $1.50. If you get them in fancier places, they'll say, you're one of the weirdos, it'll be $2.50. So find an Asian store and you'll
They're
find
cheap
this
at the
for cheap.
Asian stores.
So to start, you're gonna break the jackfruit down. It comes in chunks. The chunks look like chunks of pineapple. And in the recipe here, she says put them in a pan, put in a 1/4 cup of water and barbecue sauce. No. I'm gonna throw that. Don't do that. So, but I did want to break it down. So I put it in a pan with a barbecue sauce. When you heat it, the things that hold the chunks together get soft and hydrate. You can squish it with a fork and then separate them so you get the fibers chunks like this. When you're done, the other thing I don't like and things is we're gonna have salt. We salted. So after I broke this down, I soaked it for a little while, both to cool it down because it's hot when you take it out of the skillet, and to suck out that saltiness that I don't need.
John, do you use the little core thing? You know, they come in wedges.
Yeah,
And then there's a thick core.
yeah, that's the best part.
You keep that.
Yeah.
Okay.
And mostly there are seeds. Oh, this is the
Like, yeah, that little round.
Some are big and intact and solid. You can choose to throw those away for aesthetic reasons or chop them up with a knife for poverty reasons. Don't throw anything away that you can eat. So now that this has been prepped, I'm gonna mix it with the gluten, and it's like flour. It acts like flour. Now there's a stack of spices here that I've put in this tasteful jar that you can keep on your coffee table. It's kind of nice.
It's very pretty. That'd be a good gift.
Yeah, Arizona desert look. And this is nutritional yeast and paprika and onion powder and garlic powder, a little salt. But again, I'm worried about getting too salty here. I can always add salt later. So I'm gonna put that in here. And I'm gonna mix it. Mix it up. Let's do this. Mix it around. So that there isn't a pocket of flavor, it's all distributed. Now, her instructions would be to throw the fluid and jackfruit in at the same time. One thing I found out when I followed the recipe like that is that the dough clumped up and the jackfruit sat over here. So to get them to come together, I put the jackfruit in first. And get all of it sort of dusted. That way I don't get clumps, where the clumps will be small. It's like if you were breading stew, breading something for a stew.
Yeah.
Or it's not glorious, but there we have the mess. And now fluids. Another thing I learned is that do your wet stuff together. So instead of using smoked salt, I'm gonna use liquid smoke. Again, I'm watching salt and smoke will take a lot of that. Your tongue will taste salty with the smoke. So I'm just putting in a half teaspoon.
I found it's easy to overdo the liquid smoke.
It
Can't
can
be
be,
too smoky.
well, it depends on when you do it and how you, and you can always back off because you
Right.
do have control. Now we have low sodium soy sauce. We want 2 tablespoons of this. And one of the lessons of gluten is that you get there's a gluten aftertaste, and reading a lot of the bloggers now, do this to get rid of the gluten acid or gluten taste, the aftertaste ends. Vinegar. So that's what we use here. And the arbitrary amount is a tablespoon. I'm using apple cider because I like it, but it's not the only, you could use the one, you could use whatever you want. One of the things with seitan, if you start looking at recipes, you'll see that people flavor their seitan with Worcestershire sauce, with fish sauce, with all kinds of different things, because the basic beast is flour and water. Everything else, the paprika, the whatever, is amendments that you choose. So you have the freedom to say, I want this much, or don't use it. If this had not been here, we wouldn't have used it. So I've got all of my wet, putting it in. If you're at my house initially, this would be bare hands. And you would dig on it. Because playing with food, especially goopy food with your bare hands, is a righteous task. Before I start though, I have to prepare the landing zone, which is the plate. And fat-free vegan, though she's fat-free, says put oil on this. We're just gonna put enough. What we're gonna be doing in the middle of baking, so we're gonna be flipping this over. We don't want it to stick to the bottom. So. Well, in the bottom, on the sides. Okay,
Can I use the lid for that?
sure, oh, yes,
No recycle.
okay, so now. Reflame. Where we're getting all of the wet mixed with all of the dry. There's gonna be some stuff that is stuck on the sides.
No worries.
And in Wicked Healthy, they make a seitan roast and they take a beet and puree it. And make that beet puree part of the fluid that they add. And so it becomes a dough that is bright red. It looks like muscle off. Some beastie that just happened to. So here we have the dough. With the seeds on it. And we're just gonna spread it out flat. Put this in here. Okay, so try to make it even. Because it will cook evenly. It's in glass. Glass instead of metal. Glass is slow to cool and slow to heat. And so it will hold the heat when you're roasting. You don't want to make bakery things in glass. Metal is better for that. But for this kind of thing, yeah, we'll go with glass. And I'll show you, this is what it will come out looking like once we have finished. Let's see what. But there's a middle step that we have to do. But first we have to do 30 minutes of oven time. So let's bring them.
Can you tip that one up?
This one.
Yeah. Ah, okay.
And you can see the line that I.
You want to show the
because
camera?
I'm gonna be flipping this over
John, you want to show the camera?
the camera. Ah,
Oh, that's pretty. Thank you.
so we will warm this up at some point, but I don't want to lose the circuit here. So it holds a little bit.
Caution above
all
things.
As far as sauces go, this is the house sauce in our house. The barbecue sauce is whatever your barbecue sauce is. When I take it out here to flip it, you'll see that it looks like bread. Because it has a lot of the elements that are bread.
It's got that gluten.
Yeah, it's gonna have the bubbles. It's gonna look like a loaf, and you know what possessed me to do this. But the sauce will hide that. The brain will change its mind. So anyway, that's coming. We'll wait to do that.
You know, I'm glad you did that, John, because I've had that recipe for a long time and I've been too intimidated to try it. But you made it look really easy.
It is. I'm a cook. I'm not a chef.
Very good. Very good. Okay, we'll get mine going now. So I did tofu and fruit, which I know seems kind of weird. But I love to grill fruit. Now, the watermelon is a little different. And I normally don't do watermelon. I always do pineapple and I do peaches and nectarines and things like that on the grill. And we grill a lot. Who here grills very much? You guys grill a lot? I don't know. You get some grilling? We grill all the time, all year round. My husband's a meat eater, so that's probably why. But I do, he's got his half of the grill and I've got my half. So I'm always doing my veggies or tofu or whatever on my side. So I'm gonna start with my tofu because it takes a little bit longer. Now this tofu, I just used the plain old little box of tofu. We talked last time about how you put it in the press and get the water out. I think that's really important for this recipe. Sometimes you could probably not do that, but I think it's important because you want it to suck up your marinade a little bit. So all I did was press it and then I cut it. So it comes in a square just like this. And I cut it through the middle and then into 4 pieces. I used 2 blocks. So I've already cooked 1 block and now this will be my other block. And then you make a marinade. And the marinade is, it all escapes me right now, but there was like soy sauce and garlic and ginger, and it called for red chili paste, which I usually use sriracha, which I was surprised to find that I don't have any of when I looked this morning. So I used hoisin instead. But to be honest, I normally don't follow a recipe for it. I basically just do soy sauce, rice vinegar, a little hoisin, shake some ginger in. I use fresh ginger today. Maybe shake some garlic powder in, and that's what I use. And it's different depending on what I have in my cupboard, and that's always fine. Because to be honest, it doesn't pick up tons of the flavor. In fact, a lot of times I add my marinade last. But today I'm going with the recipe. They also called for sesame seeds. It also called for, so I put those in there, dulse flakes. Have you used those before?
Yes,
So I didn't have any. I just crumbled up one of my little nori seeds.
that's fine.
Okay, good, good.
You cut up your little what?
You know those little snacks, those seaweed snacks
Oh, yes.
or nori that you wrap is, I just crumpled that.
Okay.
So then I marinate it for an hour. So I just put it in my pan and now I'm gonna put it on my griddle. So this is the griddler and it's cooks on both sides. So normally on my grill at home, I would do 10 minutes, flip it over and then do 10 more minutes. But this one, it does both sides at once. And it makes a nice grill mark. I love the grill mark. And it's because we took all the fluid out, it's sturdy enough to hold up. It's not gonna fall through your little grate on your grill. And it's really, I think it's really nice to do it this way. So that's done. We're gonna leave that. And then my fruit, what I did, I chose pineapple, watermelon, and strawberries, which until I practiced this recipe, I thought strawberries was really funky, but they're really good. And then the Vanessa and Tessa were helping me earlier, and we made some drizzles to put over the fruit. One is a balsamic and maple syrup reduction. And then another one is chocolate balsamic and maple syrup reduction. So we have those that you can try to go over it, or it doesn't really even need anything. So now I see the lots of my little,
Where did you get chocolate balsamic?
I get it at those fancy oil and vinegar stores, which I love. I love all those flavors of vinegar. You don't even need oil when you use those vinegars. This one happened to be chocolate, and I'll tell you why I got it was because somebody told me they put it over their ice cream, which I've not tried, so I can't speak up to that. But somebody else told me that they blend it up with frozen blueberries and make a syrup, like for their waffles. And I have tried that, and that is pretty good. So I'm using my griddle here. Now, at home, when I did this, I put it straight onto the grill, except the strawberries. I have a griddle about this size that's made by the Cast Iron People Lodge, and I just leave it on the grill all the time. So if I have something that I'm worried it's gonna fall through, I just keep that on there and heat up my grill with that on it. That way I don't have to worry about it. Now, our marinade for this was just lime juice with maple syrup. That's all it is. And the gadget I forgot to bring today is my little silicone brush. We have a little paintbrush here. And to be honest, I have a little paintbrush at home too that I use. But the little silicone ones are nice and they clean really nicely. Leanne and I were worried that these might not clean it as well. So I have painted them and then I'm just gonna set them on my grill. You do about 4 or 5 minutes on each side.
The granules, I don't have that.
The what?
The granules, how do you pronounce
The
it?
dolts? Yeah.
So you have to be careful not to use too much of it high in iodine. Or
I would think it is, because when I looked up what's a substitute for dolts, because I didn't have any, it said to use like nori or seaweed. So I would think it is.
what is it?
It's like seaweed flakes.
Oh, it is.
Mhm. Yeah.
Yes,
Another thing.
He's the first person that thinks to eat seaweed.
Okay.
That was an Asian.
So my watermelon, now, John and I were talking, and I was looking up various recipes for watermelons. And it seems like everybody's making sushi out of watermelon. Vegans are. Most people are not doing that. Vegans are. And because you'll see when it cooks, it becomes sort of like a fish texture, which is funky. And then I got my strawberries, which I've already soaked in my marinade, so. Now, Leanne said, why don't you cut those in half? And I thought, I don't know why. As you know, I'm a rule follower and the recipe didn't tell me to do that. But you do worry about them falling through the grate. And at home, I did it on my griddle out there. So we're just gonna let these guys cook for a few minutes and flip them over. These are gonna go to town on their own.
Bananas.
And tell me what else you like to grill.
You grill bananas?
You totally could grill bananas. In fact, you know what's a really good recipe? I think this is Paula Deen, I think. You do a tortilla and then you put peanut butter on it and you put bananas on that and you grill that. And does that sound awesome or what?
Burrito.
And now with burrito, yes.
Yeah.
So other fruits, we could do like the stone fruits and things too. Tofu, I often do for my protein. I put corn on the cob straight on the grill. Do people do that with their corn on the cob?
It's really good.
Now, those of you who have done it, do you take the silks out and leave the outer part on, or I strip the whole thing? How do you guys do it?
Strip.
You strip the whole thing?
I just take the silks out and put and cover the
That's what
husk.
to the recipe.
Yeah, yeah.
Good. Yeah, it's good. And it's so easy. And now you're not, especially in the summer, you're not boiling a pot of water or do it in the microwave or whatever you do in your house for that. What are some other things we can grill?
Pineapple.
Pineapple. We got it. Yes.
Zucchini.
Zucchini, you're right. So the same marinade that we would whip up for our tofu, you could put on any of your vegetables, your zucchini, your crookneck squash, eggplant. You could do tomatoes, you could do onions. Asparagus, thank you very much. Now, because you know I do like to have my gadgets, what I do mostly is I have my grill pan or like a little wok, but it's a grill. So what I'll normally do is cut up all my veggies, throw them in here, and I'll put that on here. So that's nice because my husband's over here with his meat, so I don't want my stuff to touch his meat. So it all stays right here. So that works great too. I love this. That's how I will normally do most anything on the grill. But if you wanted something flat, so I have my flat griddle like this, but you could also do one with some little air holes in it. So I have that one. And this is one that is absolutely not necessary, which I realized after I bought it, but it's so fun, is your pizza one. Because what I learned was that you can just throw your crust straight onto the griddle. You don't need to have this fancy dancy thing, but it is very cool. So you stick it in there, you have your pizza crust there. This little indentation lets you close the lid. And then when you store it, you can fold it so it doesn't take up so much room. But this is nice, but since I got this, I've learned, you can tell I have used it, that I've learned you can just make a crust, throw it straight on your grill, and it's totally fine. You just make sure your grill's hot, you throw it on there for a few minutes, it starts to bubble up, then you flip it, And now you've got a cooked pizza crust. Then you put your toppings on and then you stick it back in just to melt your toppings. Couldn't be easier. And now you're not heating up the house. You're not paying $40 for a pizza. When we have people come over, I'll usually have all my crusts made and stacked, and then they can all make their own pizza. So you can have all your topping, whatever you like. And we're not quite ready yet. You also, let's see, what else I was thinking that you need when you're on your grill. You need a good oven mitt, like the little silicone ones, especially when you have, sometimes the things are too heavy for me to carry. So I need to set one here and then I have the other one to hold the pan. But you gotta have your good mitt. Does everybody have a good mitt?
It's wearing out.
Yours, yeah. I have another one that its little brother is wearing out, so I need another one. Now, what I often do, I was confessing that I don't always do my tofu this way. I usually cut it up in cubes. I sprinkle it with a little cornstarch. And then I use my side burner on my grill in my cast iron skillet and throw my tofu in there. Let it get brown. My husband's actually much more patient than me and can do it much better than me because I'm ready to turn and he says, not yet, not yet, not yet. But then when they're cooked, and so they're brown on all the sides, then I throw my marinade on, turn it off, and it's ready to cook. And that's when I feel like you can really taste the marinade so much more than actually marinating. I find that the marinating, it doesn't pick up all that much flavor. This is starting to go.
Have you tried freezing your tofu first?
You know, I need to do that, John. You told us that last time and I still haven't done it. So tell me what I would do. I would just throw the whole box in there. Okay.
Make it
Pull it
freeze
out.
solid, pull it out, squeeze it dry, it becomes a sponge.
Okay.
There's virtually, it's ready to take everything.
So we would take up the marinade better.
Yeah,
And I never pressed it.
yeah, and the thing is, I don't like the texture of frozen tofu. It's too coarse.
It is. I agree.
Too close to a frozen, to a sponge.
Yes.
And I like that. I like the creaminess of the pressed tofu that's still got the residual. And that say, and accept that the marinating is somebody's meat idea. And just say, forget you. You know,
Okay.
make your put it on top where it's gonna be tasted.
Exactly.
But if you need to have it inside, freeze it.
Okay, that's a good idea because a lot of times it just doesn't absorb it as much as you want it. What else was I thinking? Okay, you know that pizza pan works great for that quesadilla. The peanut butter and banana quesadilla, just so you know. Let's see, what other desserts can we do on the grill? Anything? I have made cookies. There was, and it was vegan cookie too. It was like just a chocolate chip. And you put them on foil on the grill, like you pull off your veggies and everything, you eat dinner and they're cooking on the grill, closed lid, while the cookies bake. And it's very good.
Well, you could probably make s'mores on the grill.
Thank you. Who doesn't love a good s'more? You're right. John, it's not the love.
Marshmallow,
Oh,
it's all sweet and no.
Yeah.
No, it's
Oh.
just sweet. Go chocolate and graham cracker.
yeah, you'll go with that.
Or peanut butter and chocolate. on
Okay.
graham cracker.
Oh, that's good.
But marshmallow. No.
Okay, well, just so we know, so we're clear, if you do love a good s'more, as I do get the vegan marshmallows, which you can get at Trader Joe's or Walmart. And because most marshmallows are made from gelatin, And do we know where gelatin comes from?
Animal bones.
Animal, so animal hooves and
Roadkill.
parts, roadkill, yes. I know, I think that's hot dogs that are roadkill.
No, it's,
I don't know.
it's that rendering plant that's just south of town, always smoking. Roadkill.
So I do get that, and you know, you could do those on, right, so I think my strawberries are probably overdone, so I've taken those off, they got a little too much, too done. But they're still gonna be very excellent. And then what we're gonna do with our fruit is we're gonna drizzle, if you dare, some of the reduced balsamic. So the recipe for that was 1 part balsamic vinegar to, no, 2 parts balsamic to 1 part maple syrup. So like a cup of balsamic and a half a cup of maple syrup. And then you reduce it. Has anybody reduced balsamic before? When it makes it into a nice, thick, sweet glaze. You can also just buy balsamic glaze if you shop at Trader Joe's. Or probably anywhere. I just know that Trader Joe's has them. And then you can just drizzle it. The trouble is, if you've reduced before, you know it sends off all these fumes. And so you got to step away. Poor Vanessa had it right in her face for a while. She did good. And you can't do it too long because it goes from being just thin liquid to syrupy to like glue.
Yeah.
That's stuck to your pan that you're gonna have to chip out. So she did it perfectly. You could also be doing that if you're dedicated to keeping everything outside. You're doing that on your side burner if you have on side burner. If you don't have a side burner, you just put your pan right there on your grill. And I think of the things we have here, the pineapple's the favorite. I love the pineapple. How's our tofu? Now, Leanne made a lovely salad. Want to tell us about your salad, Leanne?
Yes, so David is bringing in his garden wares, and I took some onion and tomato and cucumber and diced them up and added apple cider vinegar and a little of the garlic olive oil, and then seasoned it with basil and oregano and some white pepper and whatever else I found and sounded good. You know, just some different Italian seasonings. So should be good.
Thank you. And Vanessa, where'd Vanessa go? Vanessa, come tell us about your mushrooms. Come up here.
I should see oyster mushroom, we kind of just slice them.
Keep coming.
Yeah.
We need you loud enough.
I kind of just cut them, like the oyster mushroom long ways, and then I marinated it overnight with, nutritional yeast, aminos, rosemary, and some savory spices. And then the next day, I kind of just cooked it on the stove because, I mean, you could grill it too, like how they are grilled.
We're pretending they were
Yeah,
grilled.
we're pretending it was
Go with the
grilled,
theme.
but I just kind of cooked it on the stove, and then the leftover liquid that the mushroom kind of created. After I got done grilling all the mushroom, I just poured the liquid back on top so it could absorb more of the sauce.
And what do the trumpet mushrooms look like, or what do you call them, king
So,
oyster?
yeah, king
King
oyster.
oyster,
Yeah, they're just like very long and big. Yeah.
and they have a
They
little
just have-
tiny cap. They have a little tiny
Yeah.
cap.
Well, some of them are kind of big. It just depends on how it's harvested, but I got mine from the Asian stores, so.
And you cut these really, really thin.
No, they're kind of like this thick, but then when you cook it, it kind of shrinks. So,
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Mushrooms are great on the grill too. Okay, thank you for making. Heat it up a little
Yeah.
before we, heat it up before we serve it. Especially if you're doing pizza, let's say. You already did your shells. Or maybe you didn't, but you're doing that at the same time. You're on your griddle. I usually use my griddle. I'm doing my mushrooms, my peppers, my onions, so all my little toppings. So now all you need to do is put on your sauce. And I will confess to you, I think I always am confessing something I did wrong. And I did the pizza thing and, you know, my family loves the pizza thing. And I got pesto. I got vegan pesto at Trader Joe's. Pesto normally has cheese in it. And you can make your own. I just was in a hurry, so I just bought it. And so my sister and I, both the two vegans in the group, we're just piling that stuff on. Like, this is so good. And my sister says, that's funny. It looks different than the one I usually get. And I said, oh no, it's a vegan one. And sure enough, it was regular. I hadn't gotten it. So no wonder it was so darn good. But the vegan one is really good and it's made with kale too. So you can make lots of different things with your pesto. So I tend to make mistakes a lot. Okay, and I'm going to show you our little dipping sauces, our drizzle sauces. Sean, are you ready for part 2 yet?
I've got under 10 minutes.
Okay.
This is ready to
I
heat.
guess you can make it without,
Oh,
though.
okay.
7
That
minutes.
should be the vegan.
Okay. So this, you
Oh,
see,
my goodness.
this is the balsamic. So 1 cup balsamic, half a cup maple syrup, thank you. And then you can just pick it up and you can just drizzle it all over your fruit if you dare. This one is the chocolate balsamic. Oh, and I left my this. Where did I get this one? More Than Olives. Is this the place? This would be the place in Folsom. That I think they have a little olive oil place. So, but this is just balsamic. In fact, all their flavors. I have a peach one at home. I have a cinnamon pear one at home. I have lemon at home. You can just put them on a salad. You don't need the oil. They're really good all by themselves. So that's what this one is. This one's a little bit thicker. That should be interesting. Okay.
Oh.
Yeah.
That's perfect.
Now remember, if you're gonna reduce yourself at home, keep an eye on it. Do not walk away. Because this, like 1 more minute, and it would have just hardened
Tar.
on that pan.
Tar.
Yeah, have you done that's a perfect word for it. Have you done it? Yes. Yeah.
You can make a brittle out of it.
It's exactly like brittle. Okay, so we got chocolate first. We got the balsam, just straight balsamic maple syrup. So we did the same thing with them. Okay, what else?
Well, I can heat those up
Okay,
and chop them,
all right.
and this will be another 5 minutes plus.
Okay.
So
Well, we can chat for 5 more minutes. You know me, I never can shut up. We'll chat. Okay. So tell me what else you're gonna barbecue at home.
We mentioned a lot of things.
We have,
there are skewer things that you can do.
thank you, yes.
I've found that skewers, you really need the flat skewer rather than the nice.
So it
tight-
doesn't spin around.
Right,
Uh-huh.
which tend to be, I've seen them with Middle Eastern cooking, where they're cooking anything from eggplants to lamb or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, they've got those flat skewers
Good idea.
and they can just flip it over easily. Because when I've done it with the bamboo, which is cheap to buy, you twist and they stand there smiling at you as you twist forever and get nowhere. So you have to use at least 2. And which one is gonna char first? So if you're really into grilling, then it's worth getting the tool set that will work.
That is true. Skewers are good. You know, a lot of times they have you do like put your zucchini on and your cherry tomato and your mushroom, but they all cook at different speeds, you know? So I think it's really good if you don't mind having it not look gorgeous like that. Do all the mushrooms on one, all the tomatoes on one, all the tofu on one, and then you can pull them off yourself. If you're going to use the bamboo though, make sure you soak it first so we don't have a fire. And I will warn you about the tofu. I did a cooking demo with all my little skewers of tofu and veggies. And then when I picked up my skewer, all the tofu stayed down because it fell off my skewer and it was really embarrassing. So be careful, just scoop it up with a spatula instead. But skewers are a really great idea. You can do all your fruit on a skewer, and that's a great little party idea. My niece just had her graduation party and she is very organized and creative. And she did all skewers and we did fruit and there were some meat eaters, there were some veggies, and we were up at like 5 a.m. skewering things.
There were roasting baskets too.
You could. You were
Roasted
right.
what?
Roasting baskets.
Roasting baskets.
Yeah, they look like fish. You open it and put it into a net sort of a thing, close the lid, and put it on the barbecue. on the
Oh,
range.
you know, I had bought one of those, of course, and it was for fish. And you could put, it was like a little basket, but my
You can
basket,
use that for vegetables and anything else.
but that's a good idea. So then you can just flip the basket.
Correct.
I've seen those. It's a great idea. Okay, yes,
Talking about flipping fish.
yes.
We have a deal with our son that when he goes fishing in Alaska, he'll keep his dog. And he usually comes back with like 50 pounds of
Uh-huh.
salmon. And we buy it. And then it's cut, shaped like this. You end up with these
Yeah,
beautiful things. So you have the skin of the fish that goes straight on the grill,
okay.
and they're big enough that you never flip it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, well, yeah, my sister's in Oregon and that's butterflying. The butterfly that
Oh,
down the middle and it opens up. And they put it flat on the grill, they'll season the top.
Right?
She likes plenty of butter. Yes, she does not have my genetic look.
she can get away with that, but
She can get away.
Oh,
But and it cooks in no time, it's delicious beyond imagining if you think of that.
The other cool thing is if you do that, but sometimes the skin becomes waste product. But if you leave it as one big piece and you just kind of fork off the fish,
yes.
that skin is such a treat for the dogs.
Well, that's what I was just gonna say. When we've had fish, my husband does it and he gives the dogs the, I don't
like
eat
it
fish.
myself.
Yeah, okay.
It's like crackings, I think.
Oh, right,
Yeah.
you're right.
You know what else we didn't talk about is onions.
Yeah.
Grill onions.
That's true. Onions would be great. And you could just cut an onion in half and stick it right on the grill, or you can slice it, and that's what I put in my grill basket all the time. Or you can do it on a flat.
Or those Spanish cebolla
Yes.
onion.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've thrown green onions on there too. You're absolutely right. That's great. Yeah. All right, are you ready for your part? I'm gonna go microwave this.
Love onions.
Yeah, it's got 27 seconds. Let me get,
Is this the microwave over here?
yeah, I've
That
got
we're using?
I wasn't sure if that would launch or not. I haven't heated it.
Oh,
I was waiting until we started.
okay.
But-
Okay, you do your thing, I'll microwave. And then we'll be ready to eat. Yes,
I had a question, talked about corn on the cob.
yeah.
How do you prepare the corn to go on the grill?
Repeat the question.
Okay, so how do we prepare corn if we're gonna do corn on the grill? All I do is strip everything off and lay it on the grill. But others peel off the
Back off the husk.
husk
Yeah,
and take off the
the
silk
silk.
and then fold it back up,
Yes.
right?
Yeah.
And the other way you can do it,
I just like to
soak them in jar.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
You can peel off.
So leave the leaves on,
Then you.
Yeah.
the husk on, but you soak it.
And the silk is still there.
Yeah,
And then you soak it.
That's something.
for a couple of-
right.
Yours.
Yeah.
I hear more.
Most, they big silk sock,
Okay,
and then you put it on the grill, right on the fire.
so how is that better than just putting it straight on the fire? I'm asking because I really don't know.
Yeah, I don't know, I think if, sometimes it gets really, dry or almost burnt on the kernels,
Yeah, mine does a little.
where if you, it's real wet. And beforehand, it basically
Yeah,
steams, and,
that is true. So it's probably more moist. Mine isn't always super moist. Mine's always good. And it gets kind of squishy, and so then you know it's done. But that's a good point. No, but there's a reason why people do it that way. You're right.
Well, you have a charcoal flavor if you put it right on the grill.
Yeah, that's true. That is true.
I don't
Charcoal flavor. Yes.
like corn. I just, we didn't need it.
Oh, my goodness. Really?
Like off the cob? Oh my gosh. I eat raw corn like in a salad, but I've never thought to just eat it up cooked that way. That is awesome. Love it. Wow.
it's not an expression,
I make it.
fresh, you know.
I do that too.
Okay, I'm gonna try it. Okay, John's doing step 2.
Step 2 on the grill or on the ribs. We've just gone around the outside, and despite the oil, it was sticky, so I had to make a couple of tours and loosen it. So we're going to add a little sauce.
How about microwaving the corn?
The
The
silk
husk and still gone.
brush
Microwaving the corn, yes.
to be more soft. I can do it with a fork pretty easily. It's easier to clean.
Thank you.
So there's a question about microwaving the corn, and that's how I always did mine until I started grilling. And it's just that dirtiest pan. So I throw mine on the grill. But microwaving is absolutely fine.
You can only do them one at a time though, can't you?
I put 4 in at a time.
Oh, I've done 4.
Yeah?
Yeah,
Up to 6 of them.
there you go. Okay.
So now. I have to flip this.
So flipping is important.
Oops.
Oh, because you got to get the barbecue sauce on the other side. Excellent. Clean up my mess here.
So this does have the visual appearance of meatloaf. It's extra.
Smells so good.
See how it smells.
Something I'm not supposed to, but.
Now I have 2 sizes that pan that say 9 by 9. This is 9 by 9. And this other pan is 9 by 9. But I have another pan that's 9 by 9. It's another 1/4 inch larger. Which is the generosity of the 70s.
I would say that's an 8 by 8. That's funny. Because this one is a 9 by 9.
Yeah, and I think they measured it across the top.
Yeah.
But it's what's stenciled on the bottom. So that's. This is now set to go in for another 20 minutes, and that's more just to tighten up what was the bottom. And give me a little darkening on the top. And it'll look like this.
Okay, so these are Vanessa's grilled mushrooms. I put grilled in quotes. We have this one. And then we have our fruits, which are a big mess right now. And we get, and then we have Leanne's yummy salad.
You don't usually
Okay.
them to do, no. On plates here.
All right. All right, and then I think we're gonna be ready. So, any other comments about barbecuing? Yes,
Talking about pizza on the grill,
yes,
with that flat.
Yes.
Folds,
yes,
you can do the kind of pizza we do,
yes.
which is not with dough, but with lavash bread.
Oh, lavash bread as your dough. Okay,
Yeah,
or as your,
so you just put enough sheets down
right,
for the size you want, and then you just lay it on with whatever you want.
okay.
That could go up, go to,
Ah, that's a great idea.
so.
So is lavash bread really thin?
Yes, like little sheets, very, very. Thin.
So it's not like phyllo dough. Lavash is thicker than
I
that.
think so.
Okay. Oh, that's a fun idea.
And then, my wife, she said, it comes in white
Uh-huh.
flour or whole wheat.
Oh, okay. And where do you get lavash bread?
That was Trader Joe, I think. She said.
Okay.
One thing about these ribs,
Trader Joe's has it in the white. Yeah.
That's a great idea.
ribs are gonna be, for a quarter of this, it's 35 grams of protein. So each one of the fingers here will be roughly 10.
Wow.
I've been using cauliflower crusts for pizza.
Ooh, yum. Okay, you like those?
They're very good.
Ooh, good. That sounds fun, cauliflower crust. And do you buy one already made?
Yes, frozen.
Okay.
I think you could buy them though, just the crust.
Not with no toppings.
No
Right,
top.
Yeah, okay. Okay, I'm gonna cut these just so we have enough for everybody. And then,
Yeah, as well.
what do you think? Are we ready, John? To get started?
You get started, yeah.
Okay, so you got your salad, you got your mushrooms, you got your ribs. And you got your tofu. Oh, I forgot my chimichurri sauce. Little sauce, I think Linda gave you the recipe for it. It's cashews and parsley and lime juice.
Oh, and you blended it.
Yeah. And you know, when I first showed up here today, I had done it in the food processor and it was a little chunky and weird. And Vanessa fixed it by putting it in the blender, adding a few more cashews and a little salt and a little sweet to it, because it was a little too sour. So that can go on top of your tofu and the drizzles can go on top of your fruit. Or you can just lick it, however you like. No judgment here. Okay, so come on up. Thanks, you guys. Thank you, John. That was fun.
The treat.
Okay, next month, we're doing travel foods.